Hi everyone, Bethany here with Atlantic Flagpole, and as promised, this is our first of 4 Patriot Highlights. In our countdown to July 4th, I had told you guys that I would be highlighting a different Patriot every week. And so this week, for our very first Patriot Highlight, I wanted to kind of go back to the beginning. And everybody knows this event really well, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to break it down a little bit. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a look at the Patriots from the Boston Tea Party. So we already know that in 1773, colonists disguised as Mohawks dumped tea from the British East Company into the Boston Harbor. So this was obviously an act of defiance. And actually, if you look back, historically speaking, it was really American colonists' first real act of defiance to let Britain know that we weren't going to put up with this kind of rule and this kind of authoritarianism. And so I just wanted to take a look at a few of the facts surrounding that specific event. We all know the event really well. It's taught in school, or is it? I don't even know. It was when I was young. Do we still teach about the Boston Tea Party? Comment below. I'm interested to see those of you still in the school system. I've kind of removed myself from it. You know, I'm a homeschool mom, so our kids definitely know about this event, but I'm kind of curious to see if some of that's changed over the years. Okay, back on track here. So I've just got some facts here. And, you know, it's important to kind of take a look back at why the Boston Tea Party happened in general. And again, I think most of us know this, but in the 1760s, Britain was deep in debt. So British Parliament imposed a series of taxes on American colonists to help pay those debts. I mean, that doesn't sound at all familiar. I can't imagine a time in which the government would get themselves in deep debt and then expect the citizens to pay for said debt, right? I've never heard of that. That's certainly not happening current day. So this is something that's been going on from the beginning of America's story. And every step of the way, it has been patriots. It's been American citizens who have stood up in defiance and said, like, we're not gonna put up with this. And obviously this specific situation was really highlighting the need for taxation with representation. So really, the American colonists were saying, we're not going to put up with this kind of tax being placed on us without us having any kind of representation. And so, you know, that's kind of a separate video topic, the whole taxation without representation. Some would argue we're actually in that same situation right now. It's almost kind of like a faux representation right now. We're not really properly being represented. And I would say that that's true of both parties right now. But anyway, again, that's a separate conversation. But I really want to just take a moment before we end this specific video and take a step back. And as we have talked about the kind of the facts and the story itself of the Boston Tea Party, I don't want to overlook the reality that the Boston Tea Party is this historic moment because of the people. Like, let's think about the people that made this happen. The Boston Tea Party, yes, was an event, but there were citizens, fed up citizens, that took a stand, that actually said, like, we're going to fight for our own freedom. We're going to make you know, this event happen so that government takes a step back and recognizes, like, this is an important thing. And I can't stress this enough. We've talked about this many times in videos. It is our responsibility as American citizens to be involved and hold our government accountable. And when things are happening that we don't agree with, we need to voice those concerns. We need to be out protesting. We need to be doing that. And I think we've seen actually a lot of that over the past few years. And sadly, a lot of really some of the most significant protests, even the peaceful ones, have been turned into you know, events that the government is trying to label as something different. So anyway, that was my first Patriot Highlight. I just want to highlight those citizens that stood up and were like, we're going to do something about this. And literally throughout history, we talk about the Boston Tea Party. To this day, we're talking about the Boston Tea Party. But let's consider, like, the husbands, the fathers, the people that were just hardworking colonists at the time that were like, we're gonna get together and we're gonna do something. And they made a statement, they had their act of defiance, and it literally went down in history. So that's who I'd like to celebrate this week. And I hope that you take the time at home to really consider all of the patriots and all the different ways that they've sacrificed and made a statement and helped us get to where we are here in America. And I also challenge you right now to consider your role, present day, like as a patriot. What is it that you can do to help keep us in a place where our individual freedoms are protected and the government does not continue to step on our constitutional freedoms and those things that we hold so dearly to us. All right, until next time, have a wonderful weekend, and don't forget to check out AtlanticFlagpole.com as our countdown to July 4th. We've got all kinds of cool specials happening in preparation of the big day.